It's Friday, everyone. What do we do on Fridays here at the Hint Hive? That's right, we smash the patriarchy. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Hint Hive, Amplifying Women's Voices. It's season 2, baby, and I am beyond thrilled to kick off this new season with some serious fire. If you're new here, welcome to the Hive. It's a space where we challenge, empower, and amplify women from all walks of life. And to my loyal listeners, thank you for being the badass queens that you are. Let's dive right into today's topic, women's bodies in the media, disrupting beauty standards. Ladies, let me ask you something. How often have you looked at a magazine cover, scrolled through Instagram, or seen an ad and thought, ugh, I will never look like that? Well, guess what? You're not alone, and it's not you. It's the system, and today we are going to dismantle it piece by piece. You know, for decades, the media has been shoving unattainable beauty ideals down our throats. Thinness, youth, flawless skin, perfect curves, but not too curvy. And now, thanks to filters and Photoshop, even models don't look like themselves. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of sick of it. And here's a wild fact for you. Studies show that over 70% of women report feeling dissatisfied with their bodies after seeing media images. That dissatisfaction is not just fleeting. It is linked to depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and low self-esteem. Let's be real. These standards are not about celebrating beauty. They're about control. When we are obsessed with shrinking our waists, hiding our wrinkles, or chasing some arbitrary idea of perfection, we're distracted. Distracted from demanding equality. Distracted from living our fullest, fiercest lives. And I don't know about you, but I'm not here for it anymore. And you know what? This is not a new phenomenon. Beauty standards have been used to oppress women throughout history. Think corsets in the Victorian era, which literally crushed women's ribs. Or the heroin chic trend of the 90s, which glamorized extreme, unhealthy thinness. And what's changed today? Well, technology. Social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok amplify these standards on a literal global scale. Algorithms prioritize images that fit the mold, while apps like Facetune let anyone create a fantasy version of themselves. It's exhausting and it's toxic. And I won't lie, I've fallen into the trap myself, quite often avoiding social media because, as a 50-year-old woman, I do not fit society's beauty standards, and I don't need the damn reminder. For any of you listeners who follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you've probably noticed that I haven't posted in a while. And it's intentional. I have needed to take a break. I set that boundary for myself, and I'm sticking with it because my mental health is far more important than comments and likes and followers. And also, don't even get me started on the double standards. Men are allowed to age, gain weight, and just exist, while women are judged for every wrinkle, every gray hair, or every single extra pound. It's a joke. Even when we celebrate body positivity, it often feels like a marketing ploy. How many times have you seen a brand use a, quote, diverse model in their ads, but still push products promising to fix your flaws? The toll that this takes on women is staggering. A report from the National Eating Disorders Association found that girls as young as 6 express concerns about their weight and appearance. 6 years old. That statistic shocked me. And women of color face unique challenges too, with Eurocentric beauty standards excluding their features and their skin tones. And let's not forget about trans women, whose bodies are often hyper-scrutinized and policed. These unrealistic ideals create a culture of shame, comparison, and self-loathing. They keep us small, literally and figuratively. And as a therapist, I have seen this in my practice firsthand. And let's just get real about what these beauty standards are doing to our mental health, because the damage is staggering. First, there's the link between media consumption and body dissatisfaction. Studies have shown that just 30 minutes of scrolling through idealized images on social media can significantly increase feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. And it's not just young women feeling this. Women of all ages are affected. And again, as a 50-year-old woman, I can attest to this. And as a therapist, I can certainly attest to this. And what's worse, these feelings do not exist in a vacuum. They often spiral into more serious mental health issues like depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and even body dysmorphic disorder. Body dysmorphic disorder, or BDD, affects about 2% of the population, and women are disproportionately impacted. BDD causes people to obsess over perceived flaws in their appearance, no matter how minor or even non-existent they might seem to others. It's devastating and often goes untreated because women are told that their insecurities are normal. And for those who aren't told that their insecurities are normal, sometimes they're told that they're attention-seeking. And then there's that damn anxiety caused by the constant comparison trap. Thanks to filters and Photoshop, the images we're comparing ourselves to aren't even real. But that does not stop our brains from internalizing them as the standard we should meet. And let's talk about eating disorders too, because societal beauty standards fuel them. Anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating disorder are on the rise, especially among young girls and women. The National Eating Disorders Association reports that 20 million women in the U.S. alone will experience an eating disorder at some point in their lives. And that's not just a statistic. That is your sisters, your friends, your colleagues. And let's not overlook the chronic stress and burnout caused by trying to meet these impossible ideals. The time, money, and emotional energy that we pour into diets, beauty products, and treatments could be spent on things that actually nourish our souls and bring us joy. And the worst part, society normalizes this cycle of harm. When a woman expresses dissatisfaction with her body, she's met with, "Oh, same here," instead of, "Hey, that's not okay. Let's unpack why we feel this way." We're conditioned to think that these struggles are just a normal part of being a woman. But let me be clear, it is not normal to hate your body. It is not normal to feel unworthy because of your appearance. This is learned behavior rooted in a system designed to keep women preoccupied with shrinking themselves instead of expanding their potential. I mean, yes, we can look at our bodies and think, oh, it looks like I've gained a few pounds. Maybe I should do something about that. Okay, I get it. A lot of people are unhappy with their appearance, but when you tie it to your self-worth, it is not normal and it is not okay. And I encourage anyone listening right now, if you're struggling with this, please, please talk to a professional because this is not okay. We cannot tie our self-worth to our physical appearance. And let's zoom out for a second. When we talk about the mental health impact of beauty standards, we are not just talking about individuals. We are talking about a public health crisis. When there are literally millions of women walking around feeling inadequate, anxious, and depressed because they don't look like airbrushed versions of humanity, that is a systemic issue. And I'm sorry, but it is time to stop treating this as a personal failure and start calling it what it is. Manipulation, plain and simple. The beauty industry thrives on our insecurities, raking in billions of dollars every single year by convincing us that we are not good enough as we are. But here's the truth. You are already whole. You do not need to change a damn thing about yourself to be worthy of love, success, or happiness. Over the last several years, I have been so encouraged with female celebrities stepping into their own and saying, that's it, I'm done. The three that I can think of just off the top of my head, first, the one that sticks in my brain the most is Jamie Lee Curtis. She decided, you know what? I'm going gray. I'm not coloring my hair anymore. And she embraced who she is and what she looks like. And she embraced the aging process. And as I age, I am really gravitating more towards that because guess what? It's not a crime to grow old. It's a part of life. And then the next woman that comes to mind is Alicia Keys. I may or may not have mentioned her in a past episode, but she decided that she wasn't going to wear makeup anymore. She recognized that she was becoming very obsessed with looking perfect, with always being made up, always having to look a certain way. And she decided, you know what? I'm done. I'm not doing that anymore. If she's in the mood to put some lipstick on, she will. If she's in the mood to put a little bit of mascara on, she does. But she no longer feels like she has to be made up like a perfect little Barbie doll in order to walk out of her home. I also embraced that philosophy for myself. That one was pretty impactful for me because I felt like I couldn't walk outside unless I had some eyeliner on or something to make me look a little less tired, you know? And then the third person that I can think of, and this is more recent, is Pamela Anderson. And she has gotten a lot of pushback. There has been so many cruel, awful comments because she decided she doesn't want to wear makeup anymore. You know what? I applaud all three of these women and every woman who has these ideas. I applaud anyone listening who has decided, you know what? I don't have to look a certain way. I don't have to fit into society's beauty standards. I get to be me. If I want to wear makeup, I'll wear makeup. And if I don't, I don't. End of discussion. I applaud every single one of you who has made that very difficult decision to push back on societal beauty standards. Because that's not what makes us who we are. And, I will admit that it's a little bit easier for some people to embrace this than others. Because there are some people who were born that naturally fit more into societal standards than others. So for them, it might be a little bit easier than for somebody who's a little bit further away from those societal expectations. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. We have to smash them. We have to get rid of these ridiculous pressures and expectations on us as women. Think about it. Nobody talks smack about a man getting some gray hair. As a matter of fact, they're called silver foxes, and men age gracefully, and all the other stupid little things that are said when a man ages compared to a woman. I am so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but again, I've done a lot of podcast episodes and I can't remember every single thing that I say. But recently, I think it was Marissa Tomei. She turned 60, and she came up, this meme came up in my Facebook feed about, it was a picture of her on her 60th birthday, and she had her legs shot up in the air, and she was looking damn sexy. And the comments were horrible on that picture, talking about how she is not a productive member of society any longer because she doesn't have viable eggs. Yeah, I think I had to have mentioned that when I was talking about the expectations of women to have children. But anyway, I'm revisiting it because it's so relevant. She looks amazing. She takes very good care of herself. And she has been reduced to being useless because she's past childbearing age. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, people. We need to fight back against it. So, how do we disrupt this madness? Well, the first thing is it starts with awareness, but it cannot stop there. We need to take action. So let's just talk about a couple ways that we can reclaim our power. The very first piece is to audit your feed. Unfollow social media accounts that make you feel less than. Follow creators and brands that celebrate diversity and authenticity and don't make you feel like you have to run to your nearest drugstore and buy $500 worth of makeup to feel good about yourself. Get rid of them. Don't follow people or accounts like that any longer. You are doing yourself a disservice. And then the next thing we can do is call out the BS. When you see a photoshopped ad or a harmful trend, don't stay silent. Use your voice to demand better. We don't need to be airbrushed Barbie dolls. And when we see that garbage, we have to call it out. And then the next step is to reframe your inner dialogue. Start catching those negative thoughts about your body. Replace them with affirmations like, my worth is not tied to my appearance. Hell, think of my voice yelling at you if you have to. I don't care, but stop with those negative thoughts about your body. You are more than what your physical appearance is telling you. Because you know what? there could be somebody who you look at as perfect, and that person isn't satisfied with themselves, and other people don't see that person as perfect either. So remember, your worth is not tied to your appearance. And then the other piece of this, as far as trying to push for societal change, is to support real representation. Spend your money on brands that walk the talk when it comes to inclusivity, not just a cute little catchphrase of the day to sell a product. And then finally, we need to raise the next generation right. Teach your daughters, nieces, and younger sisters to love their bodies and to question the media's messages. Because I'm sorry, but the messages that are out there are crap. And I haven't said the word patriarchy yet this year, so here we go. The beauty standards that we are held to originate from a patriarchal belief system. We have to fight back against that. And I understand that this fight is personal for so many of us. I have battled my own body image demons, and let me tell you, it is a process. Some days are harder than others, but every single step towards self-love is a rebellion against a system that profits from our insecurities. All right, I will end with a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. She says, "With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts." Ladies, it is a new day. You've got new strength, and it is time for you to have some new thoughts about yourself. All right, my friends, here is your challenge for this week. Take one small step to disrupt beauty standards in your life, whether it's posting an unfiltered selfie, ditching the scale, or having a conversation about body image with a friend. Every single act counts. And if this episode resonated with you, share it. Let's spread this message like wildfire, because together we are unstoppable. And again, I'm going to remind you, head over to the Hint Hive podcast Facebook group. Maybe that's where you'll want to post an unfiltered selfie. Or maybe that's where you're going to reach out and ask for some help if you're struggling with some of these challenges. I encourage you, because that group is filled with a whole bunch of fantastic queens that are there to support you. Use your supports. That group is a really good support. And as always, I thank you so much for tuning in to Season 2 of the Hint Hive, Amplifying Women's Voices. Let's keep amplifying, challenging, and disrupting. Until next time, stay bold, stay badass, and remember, you are so much more than your reflection. This podcast is powered by Kelly Hint Empowerment Coaching, as well as Kelly M. Hint LMHC and The Cranky Counselor. To find out more about coaching services, head over to CoachKellyHint.com. If you'd like to know more about the psychotherapy services I offer to individuals within the state of New York, you can check out KellyMHint.com. And if you'd like to learn more about aromatherapy, you can check out TheCrankyCounselor.com.